With all the history that there is here at SWELL, there is also history related to what happens in nature. In the Native American tribes, the elders of the tribes were the ones that the people and the children looked to for the answers to things that we now can find in science books and online and in internet. They instead would observe, and they would be still, and they would know. And so when a child came up to an elder in the tribe and said, "Oh, great mother, how did that turtle get all those cracks in its shell? And every single turtle I've ever seen has cracks in its shell." And the elder would tell this story. Many, many moons ago, in a place very much like this, that had a body of water, it was a crisp fall day, a time when the earth started to go to sleep for the long, cold winter. And the turtle was a creature who had to bury himself in the mud at the edge of the pond every winter and go to sleep. But this particular turtle was a greedy old turtle, and he really liked to eat. So one day, this turtle was gouging himself away. He was eating everything he could find in sight, and he noticed that all of his goose friends were kicking up a racket on the edge of the pond. And he said, "Well, brother and sister goose, what is wrong with you? Why are you so noisy today?" And they said, "Well, Brother Turtle, today we get to fly south for the winter." "Fly south? Why do you want to do that?" "Well, because then we can eat all winter long. If we stayed here, we wouldn't have any food." Well, greedy old turtle goes, "Eat all winter long instead of sleep all winter long. I'd like to do that too. Can I come with?" Turtles can't fly. But old turtle said, "Oh yeah, but if Brother Goose puts this end of his stick in his beak and Sister Goose puts this end in her beak, I've got a really strong jaw. And I'll hang on the middle and I'll travel with you." Honk, 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 honk. We could do that for our friend. So in minutes, the geese took the end of each stick, and the turtle was swinging high above the ponds that he frequented during the summer months. And he was having the time of his life, and his two friends had decided they couldn't honk with the rest of the flock because they were holding the stick in their beaks. And everything was fine for a while, until this turtle, whose eyes were rolling around in his head, spotted a pond down below that he knew had some really good food. And he said, and the geese paid no attention. They kept on flying. They kept on flying. More time went by. He's getting hungrier and hungrier. And he goes, "If you just..." Well, as soon as he opened his mouth, the geese kept on flying, and the turtle started tumbling through the air. And he got so scared that he pulled his head and his arms and his tail inside his body, which he'd never done before, and he hit the ground. And it was horrible. And he managed to roll himself over and crawl into the edge of the pond where he thought, "I'm a goner. I'm done for." But the next spring, when the mud warmed up, the turtle woke up. He wasn't dead. He crawled out of the edge of the pond. He looked at himself, and all of a sudden, he realized his head and his arms and his tail, he could still pull them inside his body. And he had cracks all over his shell. And that was to remind him to not be greedy and to be who you're supposed to be. And so it is.